Hey loves, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are brand new, I'm Candace and this is Victory, and today I'm going to give you guys a brief 9-month update for how baby Victory has been doing. So it is so hard to believe that she has been here in my arms for the same amount of time that she was pretty much in my belly. So she's been here for 9 months and she has just been a joy, and she has been everything that I have been waiting for. She's very active. She is on the move. She loves to move around. She loves to crawl. Now she's pulling herself up to stand, and she can even stand up unassisted for a few seconds before she kind of like plops down on her bottom. So that's the new thing that she's doing now. What else is she doing? She loves music. She has discovered Elmo and Sesame Street, so she loves all the Elmo songs. Her favorite is the India Re Elmo song. India Re is my favorite singer, so she kind of has no choice but to love India Re. But as soon as I turn that song on, her face just lights up. So that's her new thing, is Elmo and India Re. So I let her watch just a little bit of Sesame Street, a little bit of Baby Einstein, not too much like screen time, but just a little bit to kind of listen to music and learn some letters and some shapes and stuff like that. So that's like her thing. She also loves to be outside. She loves to go walking in her stroller. She's very like at peace when she's outside. Yeah, you have something you want to say? You always want to say stuff. Go ahead and say stuff. Go ahead. What you got to say? I'm telling y'all, this little girl cracks me up, y'all. She's still not really saying any words, but I feel like I say hi to her every day, like when I see her. So now she's like trying to say hi. Say hi. 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 No. Okay. So now she only wants to stand. If you try to sit her down like on the floor, like in her play area, she arches her back like, nope, stand me up. So she's loving that. And when she does things like that, like big girl things, what I like to call, as far as like standing up or eating, like feeding herself with baby led weaning, or just little things like that, she smiles like she knows she's doing big girl stuff. So that's her thing now. She is very social, but it takes her a minute to warm up to people. I did find a class that I started taking her to every week. It's a bilingual story time, and it also does a craft at the end, and it's so cute. All the little kids get together and the parents, and we sit and we listen to stories in English and then in Spanish. So the first time I took her, she was kind of like, you know, she was listening to the story, but she wasn't really wanting to interact with like a lot of the kids or like the teacher. But the second time and the third time I took her, she has been really like opening up and like actually playing, and let the teacher hold her, and like, really, baby, I don't need a teething ring, I got all my teeth. So she loves that. So she is very social. It does take her a minute, and then when we're out and about, when people like walk past her and talk to her and say hi, she's like talks, you know, she babbles and she smiles, but it takes her a minute sometimes, really. It takes her a minute to warm up, but for the most part, once she's warmed up, she's pretty much like smiling and happy and talking to you. She's definitely learning to use more of her fine motor skills. So she's, you know, doing the pinching. It's like with toys, and like I give her like those little organic puffs. So she's testing out those skills, and she's doing really well with grabbing things and picking things up. And she has a couple toys where there's a bucket, you know, the bucket with all the shapes, so she knows how to take the top off and put the top back on. And so she's definitely working on all of those skills, which is really good. And so that's another thing that she's been getting really good at. She goes to bed at 8:30 and she sleeps until around 5:30 or 6, so she sleeps about 9 hours straight. And then I will get her up and nurse her and lay her back down. And she usually goes back to sleep until like 7. Really, baby? So she usually goes back to sleep for like about another hour. So she's doing really well with her sleeping. She still takes at least 2 naps. Sometimes she's cutting out that 3rd nap, which I think this is around the age where they do cut that 3rd nap out. But now that it's cooling off, I take her for a walk in the evening, and sometimes she'll fall asleep in her stroller in the evening, like just a little cat nap. But for the most part, she's definitely still taking those 2 naps and sometimes the 3rd nap as well. We're still breastfeeding. I still breastfeed her about 4 times a day. It's usually when she wakes up in the morning and before she goes to bed, and then after each of her naps. And most of the time it feels like it's just more for comfort. Of course, now because she's eating more, she's eating a lot of purees and she's doing a lot of the baby-led weaning. And so she does still breastfeed, and I'm just going to continue until either she weans herself off or maybe about 1.5 years or so. I don't really have a specific amount of time that I'm going to breastfeed, but we're going strong. I remember breastfeeding was one of the like most difficult things for me when I first had her, and just trying to figure it out and get the schedule and knowing if she was eating enough or too much or whatever. But now it has become so easy that it's not even like, oh, I'm so tired of breastfeeding, or I'm so ready for her to stop. Like, it's nothing like that at all. It's like, yeah, I'm talking about you and your booby milk. I'm talking about the mommy's milk. The mommy's milk. Yeah, so now it's just become so easy, and it's so like we have this whole routine. So I'm like, okay, you woke up from your nap, let's nurse. Okay, time for bed, let's nurse. So it's so easy. I'm just gonna keep doing it. She does really well with eating. Pretty much anything. Really, baby? Pretty much anything that I put in front of her, she will eat. She's had some issues with some things as far as like the textures, like maybe bananas and things like that. But for the most part, like avocados at first, she was kind of like, what, you know. But pretty much anything I put in front of her, she's eating. She picks it up and she tastes it, and she, thank you, baby. She's busy, y'all. She real busy. This is her favorite toy. So this is her little like security blanket, and it has her name embroidered on there. So this is like her favorite thing ever, and this is what she has when she takes her naps. She actually just woke up, and so that's why I have it in my hand. But what was I saying? Oh, she does really well with eating. Pretty much anything I put in front of her, she eats. She does some purees, but for the most part, she's doing mostly, you know, feeding herself. And I'm doing mostly the baby-led weaning. So overall, I mean, she's doing really, really well. We had her pediatrician appointment, so she weighs 16.2 pounds, which is kind of on the smaller side, but because her weight is increasing steadily, she is very healthy. I mean, I'm very small, and Tim's, you know, a smaller guy as well, so I didn't expect her to be like this huge baby, but she's developing and she's growing and she's gaining weight and she's pooping and she's peeing, and so I know she's healthy. The doctor is very pleased with how she's growing, and so even though she's on the smaller side, she's definitely very healthy. So as you guys can see, she's very active, so a lot of things have become a lot more difficult, like changing her diaper. She will not sit still for a second. Even changing her diaper, she's rolling all over and moving, so I try to like put a toy in her hand, but it's a struggle. So she's very active and she loves exploring, and I let her, you know, of course when I'm changing her diaper she needs to be still, but I let her, you know, explore as much as possible, because that's how she's gonna learn. Of course, if it's something that's gonna be harmful to her, or that's gonna fall on her, or that's gonna hurt her, I don't let her do that. But I let her explore in her room, and she, you know, she knocks the dirty clothes basket over all the time, and she's putting the clothes back in. So I let her do all those things, because that's how she's learning, and she's learning how different things feel in her hands and how different things work, and you know, and so she loves books. So I read to her every night. Of course, we read to her, and she sits still and she listens to the books, and she likes to look at the pictures. She getting tired? But she loves to learn when I'm teaching her different things, you know, and I'm showing her the shapes. She's letting me know that, you know, each of the shapes taste the same. So I'm like, you know, here's a square, here's a triangle, and she's putting them in her mouth like, okay, yeah, square, triangle, whatever. So, but for the most part, I think she's doing really, really well. She has definitely just been our answered prayer, and I am very proud of the way that she is developing and growing. and she's hitting all her major milestones. The doctor, once again, she was very pleased with her development, with her, just how, you know, she's standing and she's grasping and she's babbling and she's eating and just different things. And so she just seems like she's getting so tall. Why you look so tall? Don't grow up so fast, baby. Also, a lot of people ask me about the amber teething necklace. Because she only has 2 teeth now, I can't really say one way or another, but I feel like it helps her because she used to drool a lot and she doesn't drool as much anymore, and she doesn't you know, have any issues with the teething. And I can tell there's some teeth coming in like at the top, and she just kind of like messes with the gums, but she doesn't have any teething like pain or like where she's crying or anything. And I do have those refrigerated teething rings that I give her that are like kind of cold on her gums, which I'm sure help a lot. Here, you want your Pretty? So I named this little thing Pretty, and she loves this thing. Here, you want Pretty? Your Pretty kisses. So she doesn't drink from a bottle. I'm either nursing her or she drinks water in a sippy cup. So I'm really trying to skip the bottle phase, even though she did drink from bottles when she was much younger, when I had to pump, when I was having all the issues with the breastfeeding and I had to supplement with the formula. So she hasn't had to do that since she was like 1 month. So so she doesn't drink from a bottle. I don't pump, and I probably will start pumping just to kind of have some milk, you know, on hand for her. But for the most part now, she either nurses or she drinks sips of water in a sippy cup, and she's still trying to master the sippy cup. She either pours too much water in her mouth or she doesn't know how to quite get enough water in her mouth. So we're still learning that. But anything you want to say, baby? Do you want to say something? You looking out the window? Hey, pretty girl. Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Y'all, this is all day. And you guys remember I mentioned in my I think in my first update when I introduced her, I had the de Quervain's tendonitis, and my wrist actually still bothers me. I wear a brace every night because of the tendons, like with pregnancy hormones, and then with her, and she's getting heavier and I'm picking her up all day. It really hurts this tendon, and so her being so active is like I have to always be careful how I'm picking her up so I don't hurt my wrist. But I mean, she's 16 pounds. I mean, that's heavy to be picking up all day long. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So but overall, I think that's going to be the end of the update. If you guys have any other questions as far as her 9-month development, you guys can leave them down below in the comments. I did have a question a few weeks ago about what she eats, and so I'm going to share a few of the things she eats in a week. That I'm going to share that at the end of this video, just like kind of some clips of things that she's eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snack. And so I know that's one thing that people always kind of run out of ideas of what to feed a baby, a 9-month-old. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, but I want to thank you guys so much for watching my video. And if you're not yet a part of my family, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can join our little family. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing week, and we will be back. Really, Victor? And we will be back next time. Bye. You say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Let's see if she's going to say bye-bye, guys. Here, let's say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Oh, what? What? You're supposed to be looking this way. Look this way. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, bye-bye. Oh, thank you for the kisses. Say bye. Yeah, bye-bye.